Hi everyone, welcome back to our YouTube channel. This is PDS TV and we're back again with another banging video. Today we're going to be having a discussion on various interesting topics, and with me are these very interesting people here. They're going to introduce themselves and tell you a little bit about themselves. We're going to start with...
Hi guys, my name is Lois. I'm from Kenya and I live in Russia.
Is that all?
Yeah.
We are a model.
Oh, I'm a model. Okay. Yeah.
Okay, hi everybody. My name is Bakari Bolaji. I'm from Nigeria. Mr. VJ as well. So I do music. I do a lot of things. I have a lot of talents. Countless of talents. And I also study in Volga State Medical University, pharmacy students. And my Instagram handle is at Mr_VJ. Thank you very much.
Hello, my name is Michelle, otherwise known as Chebulobi. I'm from Kenya as well. I'm also a medical student. My Instagram handle is Chebulobi_. Yeah, I'm a jack of all trades. That's all I can say.
Hi everyone, my name is Marvin. I also live in Russia. I am also from Kenya. I'm yet to find my talent. I partly teach as an English teacher, and that's just a bit about me.
Hi everyone, I'm Patience Dindiwe from Zambian. I am a content creator and a fashion model. My Instagram handle is Dindiwe02.
Hey everyone, my name is Bruce. I'm from Zimbabwe, and I'd rather say get to know me, but I guess I'm an introverted extrovert, however you like to call it. That's about me.
What's up guys, so it's your girl Ethel Shulama Itskumejo. My Instagram handle is _Yesko. I don't really know how to pronounce it. ES whether KOSO, I don't know. You know how we do it? I'm a Ghanaian. You know the Oh yeah, please. Computer students, computer engineer. Yes sir.
Okay. Today we are back with a banging topic, and then it's one of these topic that has been something that we have been talking about, and then it has caused a lot of things online. People get crazy about it, and then people misunderstand each other for it and all the stuff like that. I was even curious at some point to ask on my Instagram page about this and stuff like that, and wow, the topic is not so crazy like that, but it's heavy to talk about and it's sensitive. But I'm very sure all of us here, we are good. We are not going to have anything behind our maybe opinion or whatever we are going to say, and then we are trying to open our minds and educate each other on whatever it is that we are finding difficult to let's say relate with our friends and family. Okay, so without wasting much of our time, the topic is
Okay, so this interesting topic is going to be on pronouns. So basically, I don't know if you've noticed, but a lot of people have different ways in which they want to be identified. Others as him, he, others as she, her, others as they, them. So today we're going to be seeing how everybody thinks and feels about pronouns. So we're going to start with
Okay, so which one is that I'm not supposed to explain?
how you feel about it and what you think about it.
Well, honestly, I don't really know how to feel about it. I honestly don't care how you what is it called?
Identify
yourself, whether he, she, them, they, himself. It is you. But then, just let us know how to call it, because right now in this world we can't just be calling anyone, even animals now. We can't be calling it. Now we have to be calling them he, she, them. So honestly, I don't mind, but when you are you are him, she, and whatever it is,
Be specific.
just be specific. Are you him? Are you she? Are you him, she? I don't know. There's them, there's she, them. I don't know. So, I don't know. Honestly, me, I don't know.
Thank you very much. That was very interesting.
Okay.
So now we're going to hear what Marvin has to say.
So, this topic is very interesting for me. I find it's under the umbrella of the LGBTQ, people who identify as non-binary and maybe prefer not to. They're okay with being called a he or a she, or they prefer being called a they, them. I think one thing we all have to understand: you don't have to understand somebody to show someone respect. You cannot understand it, but if it doesn't involve you, it's okay. Like you don't get involved in, because I'm seeing a lot of hate. They're like, and especially some hate coming based on like religion. The hate where they're like, oh my god, I hate these people because it's wrong in the Bible. But then you look and then you're like, but this is also wrong, but yet you do it. This is also wrong, but yet you do it. So why is that specifically wrong? Who are you to pick and choose things that are like, this is okay, this is okay, this is wrong, this is wrong? And it's something that has made me struggle with religion, because like I hate the picking and choosing of like, and like, yeah, exactly. And you're choosing to discriminate a community or push them out of a religion just based on who they choose to identify. Because some of these people go through it like mentally, like it affects their mental health. We don't know their mental journey, so we can't really necessarily start judging them. I think personally, I do understand that we've reached a point where there are a group of people who feel a bit of a sensitive whenever you refer to them as maybe how they biologically identify. Like I say he and maybe you prefer being called she. Sometimes they get pissed, like it's all about patience. Some of us don't come in like with the mindset of knowing like your true identity. Like give us time to learn. At the same, give us time to learn. Like if maybe I call you he and maybe your preferred gender pronouns are they, like be like, I'm sorry, but this are my preferred, and like, oh, I'm sorry. Okay, this is what I will identify with. I think that's just my basically, like it's just respect somebody.
Wow, that was very
Very
insightful.
deep.
Like I think everyone is just spazzing here. Like
Yeah, like we have really gone so
I
far.
have learned a lot.
Like actually, what I'm going to say about what you just said is he is coming from a very very right and sharp angle that can pierce into anybody's mind. And then I feel like we are living in this world with the fact that we know that we are all not perfect. You see, so sometimes we always try to, like, let's say, measure our imperfections and how good we are to actually keep them. Because I know most of us, we do some things that we actually know that if the the people that are looking at us, or maybe people that are looking up to us, will actually see us do them, we might be like a disappointment to them or stuff like that. But at the end of the day, I just feel like these people have actually found the courage in them to actually come out, for people to see that, okay, this is who I am by my own sexuality. And then I know it's going to be very very difficult for us to all like generally accept it, because we were grown, like we were trained to understand that these are the ways it's supposed to be. Like a man's supposed to be with a woman to reproduce, to give children and stuff like that. A man's supposed to have all these romantic and sexual relationship only with a woman. So at the end of the day, we were not so let's say maybe exposed to the world that can actually accept that there are people like that. So now that people are coming out for it, it's quite difficult for us to accept. And then I feel like I used to also struggle to accepting that there are people like that, and then I have to also like maybe live and coexist with them in the society. And at that moment that I realized that there are people like me, there are some things that I also do to people that might make me look like a menace in society to some people. Maybe because I'm lousy sometimes. maybe because I'm this kind of person that maybe I talk flirtatiously a lot to girls. It might be something irritating to some people too, or maybe something so bad to some people. And according to religion, also too, is also crazy. So at the end of the day, if I can't judge myself from that angle, why judge the person too that is also choosing to be him or herself at that angle? So I thought about it and I felt like, well, we have to coexist with them. We have to coexist with them as long as they are not causing us harms, or maybe as long as they are not doing any bad things to us. Like, we just have to coexist with them. And if you check it, I would say, according to statistics, this community are already having ground in so many places in the industry. I mean, in tech, in fashion industry, in the music and entertainment industry. So politics and so many things like that. So if you are still going to be sitting down on that fact that we don't want to accept it, or maybe we are still going to be arguing or maybe fighting with them, it's going to take us a long while, and it's not like something that we're going to win the battle anytime from now on. So that's my own opinion.
Yeah, that's right, and that was very insightful as well. I'd like to hear what Michelle has to say about this topic.
Okay, one, I feel like you guys are going a little bit off topic,
Okay.
because the question was pronouns, how people identify as he, she, or what.
Okay.
So you guys are more into like being accepting of LGBTQ rather than how people identify themselves as he, she, and they. So first, I respect everyone, how you identify. Like, it's you, it doesn't affect me in any way. So like, live your life, YOLO, I mean. But the he, she, my problem is they, because of the butchering of the English grammar. But
Okay.
the thing is, if you find it uncomfortable referring to someone as they, you just don't have to, like, just use their name. It's that simple.
Just use
their name. If you don't know their name, just like, excuse me, I was asking. You don't have to like really put a pronoun to it. So I feel like the thing about pronouns, if you're not comfortable with someone using their pronoun, like, just ignore it. Just live your life. You don't have to like come and like, oh, why are they using they? Oh, why are they using she? It's none of your business. That's how they want it to be. It's their life, man.
Yeah.
That's what I think. Like, you don't have to get into people's business to that extent. Like, you just deal with your own pronouns. Let them deal. If they want to be called it, is it you? Are you it? It's them. So just live your life.
Alright, thank you very much, Michelle, for bringing us back to reality. And then now we're going to hear what Bruce has to say.
The world is going into a new era, you know, like it or not, it's changing. And there were people who probably identified as them, they, him, she back in the past, but like some of my friends here have said, it's just that now more people are coming out with it. But I also disagree with you guys saying you're okay with it, it doesn't really affect you, and these guys are going off topic. But everything sort of melts together, because imagine a person who is working in politics. They maybe won't be able to be comfortable enough to identify themselves how they truly identify themselves, because they know, okay, if I identify myself as they or them, I won't be able to get votes, because a lot of people in this society, like you said, it's changing, and a lot of people are unaccepting because they don't know. A person wants to go into a specific job, a doctor. I'm a man, but I identify as she, and I tell my patient, hi, I identify as she. You know, if it's a person who doesn't have an open mind, for example, it will affect me and them. So it really does affect everybody, and it affects everybody, like it or not. So my point of view is, don't be scared of what you don't know. You know, this world is changing. Going off topic a little bit, whether it's like crypto technology or whatever is happening, even if you don't know about it, be accepting of the people who do know about it or who are involved in it. Be accepting of the people who do identify themselves as however they identify themselves as. But yeah, ultimately, I think it does affect us. It affects the world, it affects society. At the end of the day, though, I feel like however you identify yourself, also bringing in double standards. Don't, you identifying yourself as someone or something, be also in the right mind frame to be able to explain to people. don't be over aggressive with it. It's the same with like all these movements, feminism and all these things. They are the extremists, you know, and they are the people who actually stand for it. So it also comes from their side. Like, yes, we will respect you, but they also have to be sort of understanding and respectful that not everybody might get it, not everybody might accept it. So they also have to go in it with this preparedness that it's not going to be easy, you know, for everybody. It's not like I can just walk around however I identify myself as and I expect everybody
To access.
hey, okay, yeah, okay. It's not gonna be like that. So it also kind of, I respect these people because it needs a certain mental strength, you know, for them to be like that, and I respect them because of that, because it's not easy. It's difficult, and for you to freely express yourself in this society, in this mainstream everybody in one box society, I respect them for that. So yeah.
Okay, thank you very much, Bruce.
Can I just have a rebuttal to what you said?
Okay.
Yeah, sure. Feel free.
It was very truly. Thank you, Michelle, first of all, for reminding. You've brought some. I sort of like meshed everything together, pronouns and
And then I
and
followed
it's
it.
something exactly,
Yeah.
and it's something that I also have to clarify.
But at least, we are still going to get to that point too.
Yeah.
I think we were earlier, you know.
Yeah, and then something that I need to clarify, people need to understand, and it's something that people confuse. Gender identity and gender sexuality are two different things. What you choose to, gender identity is the person you like, exactly,
Who
you
you should be
identify
identified
as people to call you,
Yeah.
whether you're a trans
Yeah.
person, whether you're he, whether you're she, whether you're they, non-binary, or yeah. But when it comes to gender sexuality, it's who you choose to love or who you choose to be. You can be bi, you can be gay, you can be lesbian, you can be queer, you can be all of these things under the umbrella. It's just something I needed to clarify. There's a difference between, because I think people always forget there's a difference and confuse identity and sexuality.
And that's why most scrutiny comes in, because of this grey line that it's so easy to
But I
pass.
feel like it comes from a point of people not understanding like what it means.
Exactly.
I feel like a lot of, if people actually like people who identify or like their sexuality like kind of brings problems in the society, they should just get the courage and just come out and explain to everyone, so that everyone can kind of like see, oh, this is where it's come from. Like, it's just, I feel like everyone should reach a point of understanding.
But the thing is, all these things are out there. It's just that people at the same time, you don't want to make the effort to go and do the research.
Yeah, and
Ignorance is
it all
Exactly.
comes from
Because it gets,
You know, I don't know it doesn't kill
all
me.
the confusion and chaos comes from someone that doesn't know. Because when it comes to a time when you enlighten someone about certain topics, they'll be like, oh, really? It's like that? I didn't know. If I had known, I wouldn't have said that.
Yeah.
So most of the time, it also just starts from people being uneducated on certain topics, and then the moment they get educated, they're able to move with it. But then there are also some people that, like Bruce said, you have to be open-minded to not everybody accepting it. So like maybe you could explain to someone, but someone will be like, still, this doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
So it's okay. And when Bruce said that, I actually thought about something. So you know how all the time we're talking about how like the world is evolving and how like we should move with the evolution, like we should all just, keep up with the program and everything. But then I feel like there's this fear that comes from the culture side. Like you might feel like diluting culture. Like maybe things are not going to be like people are scared of how maybe their roots and and everything is just being dissolved and finishing. So there's that fear of no one wants their lineage to end, or no one wants like their roots to be forgotten or their history to be like erased and everything. So now there's that fear that comes with so like there's like people seen differently and what. But then like there's that fear that comes like maybe like if we accept these things will still be in order. But now if we're to like accept this part, I think people will just be like, okay, we've lost our roots, like we've lost who we are, like we've lost our identity, maybe as Africans, Asians or Indians or whatever. Like, so I actually thought about that, like maybe we might actually be scared to lose that part of who we are.
Okay.
So you have to look at it from different angles. That's why this topic is diverse. And like when she was like, oh no, we're going off topic, I actually understood.
Yeah.
But then it comes to a point where this has to do with everything.
Yeah.
Because even if we're to talk about
Under the same
if we're to
umbrella.
talk about politics, we still bring sexuality,
Sexuality
identity. If we're to talk about fashion, the same thing is going to come in. So yeah.
it's also something we need to understand. Evolution is there. We're continuing to evolve as people, and you can choose to remain behind and stay. Change is hard. Change. Me coming here to Russia, it was a change. It was hard for me. Change is always going to be hard. It's either you choose to accept it, and if you don't choose to accept it, it will force you. It will force you to change.
It will force you, but then at the end of the day, you just have to be open-minded to
It's
how
true.
some people will take some things, because we're all different, we're all made differently. So if I am able to take something, I'm like, okay, I'm going to be neutral. I might not believe in these things about identity or sexuality, but I'm just going to let this go be. Like, I'll just let them, like Ethel said, I'll just let them do them. Like, I'm not going to say anything, I'll just let them do them. But then there's some people that just can't ignore
It's true.
things. They can't.
Yeah, it's
You
true.
know, I always and I always also think like I feel like as humans we have to actually convince and then try to give let's say maybe try to make people understand you, because we are all different people with different mentality, different cultural background. The way we're being brought up are all different entirely. So like, let's say for me now, as someone that is let's say from a very deep Yoruba culture, you know, there are some things like that I can't say maybe I would go wrong on. Let's say maybe my greetings, my respect to the elderly ones. If I should do it anywhere my parents are, or maybe people that are older than me are, even at this age I am, it's going to be a very like crazy let's say maybe argument or stuff between us. So like the thing is that you have to actually, like, let's say it's just the same as we carry our culture. If you know this thing is your culture, is you, it's your religion, it's the person you are, you have to actually make people understand, and then you have to be able to convince them enough that you are not going to cause them no harm, you are not going to have them, you know. Sometimes there's this thing I used to have with this with the community, like maybe sometimes there are some people that he said the extremists, that when they want to actually explain themselves, I know they might be coming from the end of an homophobic person too, that's also an extremist on that end. But when they are trying to explain themselves or try to express themselves, they also come so hot that when two hot things come together like that, it's, you know, blows up like that. So at the end of the day, like, when you are actually relating with someone that you know is coming from the homophobic side, it feels like he has more ground than you, because it feels like everything that has been from time past has actually proven that he is on the right side. So you that are coming from this other end, it seems like you are a new, or maybe you are an alien to him. So you need to actually introduce yourself and to convince him enough to say, okay, I'll accept you. It's just the same as somebody that you want to date. You also need the person to actually give you that assurance. Like, you want this person to actually show like, okay, yeah, this person actually have the feelings for you. This person actually want to actually be with you. So at the end of the day, if you want people to accept you, you also have to think for those people. Not actually say, okay, fine, I am sorry, I'm not directing this to you, I'm just directing to general, but yeah. So like let's say maybe fine, I am this, I am that. I need to actually make this person understand the person I am. I need to convince this person, show care to the person, make the person understand that, oh, I'm very so I know you might be different from me, but this is the kind of person I am. Let me explain this. The way you're actually explaining things to me, if I had people that, like, maybe before in time past I used to be so hot about this topic, if I had people explain this to me like this, maybe that would be a bit cool from those times. But now, like, you know, we keep on learning every day, and as we've said, change is not so easy to, like, let's say maybe accept or maybe to go through. So at the end of the day, I went through that change, and then I've actually understood some things about it. But at the end of the day, I just came across that stuff on Instagram, where I see people putting he or she and stuff like that, and then I was confused, and then I raised the question. So what I'm actually getting from what you are saying is that there is this gender identity and the sexual identity. Okay, so now let's take the case of this celebrity Dwayne Wade and the wife. You know, there's this news I also saw, and then I posted it on my Instagram page also. I was like, okay, I was crazy about the fact that, okay, this is a son biologically from Dwayne Wade and the wife, and then he transforms to be a transgender female, and then the boyfriend is a female, like a girl from the parent biologically, and then she also transformed to be male. So I was kind of confused there, like naturally it's like they are still doing the same thing but in a confused manner. Let's take for example, this is the guy it was a guy biologically, he's a boy biologically, right? And then it transformed to a female, and then the girl, she was a girl biologically, and then she transformed to a male. So now I feel like their biological status says that this is a male, this is a female, but they have changed it, and then it seems like they are still coming back to do the same thing, but
I want to explain that side.
So,
you're confusing attraction,
okay,
which is sexuality, from identity.
Okay.
This person identifies as this. This person, biologically, they were born male.
Okay.
Maybe they were attracted to male. That the attraction to male makes them, they were gay, their identity gay. But they transitioned into a woman, a girl. They transitioned to a woman. But the attraction doesn't transition with them. Your attraction doesn't transition just because somebody transitions from a man to a woman. They don't transition with their attraction. They remain the attraction. It's just that we now won't identify them as gay. This trans woman will now
that's hard.
Because that's crazy.
It's
like
complicated.
When we did I was blown. Like I was like, wait, what? Like
I think that's something people
but
confuse.
but then when he explained it, I was actually enlightened because I'm like, oh, I get it. Like the attraction.
I just get it
because
now.
BJ and I were brainstorming. Like, okay, BJ, this is not.
How do we
it's
do
like,
this thing?
He's a girl. She's now become. It's
Like,
even hard to explain.
we
and then now
we
they
were
come
going
and
back
be
and forth.
attracted to the same people they could have been attracted to if they were still normal. So like I'm like,
I would say be careful to say they're still normal.
Please,
We
they are
have to be
normal.
careful
no.
with the
If
words
they were
that
still, please, if they were still who they were before.
Okay.
If they're still, I'm very sorry. If they are still who they were before.
I think that's what people confuse.
You see, subconsciously, it's so hard to
It's
even
hard.
just the way you think.
It's true.
Because we're so
It's hard
like
and we're
BJ
still
said,
learning.
we're so conditioned. We're
Yes.
so conditioned to think in one way, to be one way.
We need
That
to be educated
It's true,
because
but at the same time, I disagree with something BJ you said.
Okay.
The part where you said sometimes you need to explain. There are some people, and let's go now to the sexuality part.
Okay.
People who identify as bisexual, gay, or lesbian, and then they're coming out to maybe a homophobic type of family. And now, sometimes, as soon as you hear, you're gay, why are you gay?
why is it?
Exactly. Remember that video? Exactly. And so, at the same time, when people who are coming out to their family, they also have to think about their safety. Because when you hear gay, somebody is already going for the knife in the kitchen
that's
to kill you.
That's
So, sometimes it's some people will definitely take time, and some people need time to understand, yes. And then there's some people who get violent.
Yeah.
So coming out is different for everyone, but I definitely do think sometimes there should be a patience when it comes to especially if you want these people in your lives, maybe it's your family, there should be a patience when it comes to them grasping some of these things, because especially being in the black community, these are things that are sort of
Taboo.
exactly taboo. The African in us is a taboo.
I guess Michelle wants to.
Mhm.
Oh, okay. I wanted to say, I feel like both sides should be patient, because you might come they might come defensive. It's because you don't know what they went through while they came to a point of
To make that
Identify
decision.
yourself.
come out. They sometimes maybe they were bullied, they were abused. You don't know what someone has gone through. That's why they have raised their walls so high to that extent. And also on this side, you don't know which culture they grew up in or how they take things. So I feel like patience should be on both sides, and we should just all remember that we are humans.
And I think something also, is like, aside from patience, the way you've said, we should come from a point of respect. You don't have to understand, like, you should be respectful whenever you're coming from these places. Yeah, just simple.
Okay, thank you very much. That was very interesting. This topic can go on, and we can continue talking about it from sunrise to sunset. But I appreciate each and everyone's opinions. They were very enlightful. I've learned a lot, and we could continue, but then we just have to move on. So next, we're going to be talking about the fashion industry. I know there's a lot to say about the fashion industry, and certain things that people don't understand, and certain things that people like to talk about. So first, we're going to start with Lois. She's going to be the first one to talk about the fashion industry.
Lois.
The fashion.
Okay, Lois, you are going to be the first person to talk about the fashion industry, and then a lot of things about the industry, and what are the things you know as a model, what are the challenges you face, like what advice can you give to people out there that are looking up to fashion industry as somewhere they want to earn living from, and then what are the things that you can say maybe someone need to consider before going into the fashion industry or maybe modeling, because you are the Lupita Nyong'o here. I'm even on sitting down close to you. I need some autographs. She has no wait. Seriously, like somebody snapped one picture one day like that she was in
on a billboard.
Billboard.
On a very big billboard.
I was proud.
I was like, wow.
Like this is my class.
Magazine.
Like. So
Yeah,
we are really proud of you.
Really,
So we want to hear a lot from you because you are,
First of all, I want to say, like, I'm not like a fashion guru, like I don't know everything, so whatever works for me. Like, everyone has their own choices, preferences. So for me, first of all, like, I get a lot of inspiration from Instagram, Pinterest. Like, there's a lot of inspiration everywhere, but like, you have to choose what works for you. Like, you can't just copy someone's whole image. You wanna be like, I don't know, you wanna be Ariana Grande, you dress up like her and everything.
But you don't have Ariana Grande's body,
You work for it.
It work.
Okay, yeah. Like, you choose what works for you. Like, maybe my body type, like, the way I dress is different from someone's body type, the way they dress. So, like, choose what works for you. Like, and go with it. Like, you can mess up, like, we mess up. Sometimes we look like dogs in the streets.
What you guys turn into some big brand later,
Yeah. And also, like, don't be afraid to make mistakes. Like, for example, like, me, when I started being a model, like, it wasn't easy. Like, you don't know what to expect. And there's a lot of stuff out there. Some people take advantage of you. Some people, like, they don't see your value. So it's a lot. You guys can contribute your stuff too.
Okay.
So let's see what
I
you
feel like people should get the difference between fashion and
and
style.
style.
Yeah.
That should be like the beginning point. Because if you understand fashion, it's like trends and everything. Style is like putting things together. Because you might have money, buy all these trending clothes, but the way you put them together.
There are people with clothes but can't dress.
Yeah.
There are people with clothes but can't
But can't
dress.
dress.
So
They
you
can't
design
combine
and put
clothes
things together
and
just-
stuff like
yeah.
that. Okay,
So-
actually, if you are talking about these clothes, we can't dress, combination and stuff like that. There's one thing I used to think about with this fashion and the whole thing. I feel fashion is something that came out of freestyle, creativity. So, like, it's an art on its own, and I feel like when you want to talk about fashion here, you need to talk about something like culture. You need to talk about something like how the person is crazy with art. You need to talk about how the person define what the person is wearing, what purpose the person is actually wearing those things for. You understand? So, like, let me say, okay, I'm going to take them one by one. Let's start from art. If you are going to talk about art and you're not going to mention fashion and some other things like music, and other things like photography, you are not going to get it complete. So, like, fashion is part of art, and then when you are trying to create something into a fashion world, like maybe a dress or something like that, you have to actually have like let's say a tone or something that you're trying to say to people there. Because with art, sometimes you go to this artworks place, you see some kind of things that are weird, some kind of zigzag kind of drawing, and like, what is this? And then the person that owns it, that wants to sell the artwork, will come and explain things to you, and then wow, you feel amazed. So sometimes that is how our fashion looks like to some people. Sometimes there was a day like that we were with some friends, Bruce and some other guys like that. We were going to a club, and then there's this our friend like that called Mackenzie. So Mackenzie wanted to dress up. So I saw him. He was putting on like, let's say maybe a white and navy blue shirt, like stripes, and then he was going to wear like a trouser, and then he was going to pick something like a navy blue or kind of like a trouser that looked so light with the top that he was wearing. I was like, no, bro, you should get a something darker to make it come out and make the combination look so, let's say, like to complement each other. And then he said, that this is where he wants to wear it, that he has a shoe that goes with the shirt and stuff like that. And then Bruce said something like, don't try to convince him, let him just do like that, because that is Mackenzie's style. And then I was like, yeah, that's true, Mackenzie's style. So like everybody have the way they define their own fashion. So some people, their style is like, I must put anything African print into my clothes. And then that this is this person's identity. There is a DJ in Nigeria, he wears cap all the time. Most of the caps are traditional Nigerian caps, but he made sure that he wear caps, and then he called himself the cap, which is DJ Spinall. So like, sometimes you just have to use your fashion to define yourself, and sometimes you just have to use it to describe the art they are trying to talk about. And then if you talk about culture now, we are Africans. We all have different cultures, to the Ghana with the Kinte, to the Nigerians with the Roa and Buba, the Zambians to like, all these kind of clothes, all these Mazai wedding red things, and they are very attractive. And then at the end of the day, we can also define fashion to that culture side too. And then now when we're not trying to put a fashion into tone, let's say somehow you want to actually tell people that you're feeling sad, you get a dark color clothes and wear. People actually know since this guy is depressed, or maybe since this guy is having something. So fashion too also determines our mood and stuff like that. So I feel like these are the things that actually I can say that what fashion is like. And then fashion sometimes it's crazy. It's crazy. Yeah, and then we all have different types of fashion kind of that we look up to, or maybe that we want to be in, or maybe the styles that we all always like. Let's say okay, this style I want to dress like that. I go to Pinterest, I look at this combination is mad. If I go into this combination, it's going to make sense for me. So like Mitchell, I'm going to ask you like, what is your style? What inspires you to dress up? Like, okay, you are going out somewhere, this is my inspiration. This is what I do. How many minutes does it take you? Are you the type of the person like maybe you are going out Saturday, you're already thinking about it Monday, or maybe you just wake up and
It depends. Why? When I'm going to school, I don't think about anything. I just open my wardrobe, and when I walk in, I'm just like,
no, all medical school, we all go to school homeless.
Homeless.
Especially in the winter.
Yeah,
if you see me in school, please, it's a different person, but it's okay. But it depends. If I'm going somewhere I was looking forward to, I'll actually like put in consideration like who's gonna be there. The decency,
maybe the guys,
the atmosphere.
No, please, no.
I can't wait for to reach my turn.
Wait.
Don't think we're dressing
Okay,
for
you know what?
Please, even as if I take it's for
Okay,
the
wait,
girls.
don't let us go into that argument
You see how everyone consumes that.
I know you guys will come after me, but you are still going to go into that argument later.
You don't dress for
I dress to look good
Good,
and
yeah.
feel good.
Yeah.
So if you put it in your head that
Exactly.
I'm dressing good for someone, please, that's a big mistake. So one, it depends. Let's say if I'm picking, like we are going out to eat or something, I'm picking a restaurant. I want to know like maybe the restaurant only accepts formal dressing. There's some type of dressing that are not accepted
dress
there.
codes and stuff.
Who am I going with? What's the like? How do they like feeling comfortable? But sometimes that one I don't care, because if you don't feel comfortable, I feel comfortable, and this is not your business. But So it depends, like where I'm going, who I'm going to be with, and how comfortable I'm feeling. Because sometimes maybe I'm on my menses, I'm bloated. This cloth won't look good on me like during this particular time. So I don't have a particular sense of style. Whatever goes that day, whatever mood I'm in. But sometimes like the internet inspires a lot. It's an internet era, so like you just go through the internet, you're like, I feel like this goes with my body type. And like sometimes you actually work out so that some clothes look good on you. And at the same time, I'm still not comfortable, confident with my body, so I'm still discovering my style and kind of gaining my confidence.
You're actually looking good on this She's looking good. Okay, Marvin, I can actually see like you have this kind of
this style.
Yeah, the style is actually it's looking unique.
Let me tell you.
Yeah.
Let me just tell you.
Okay.
This look today, I don't know. You guys, thank you for the compliment, but this look, I just never threw it on.
Don't do that.
I started last night.
To check.
It's 2 days. It has taken days. Personally, when it comes to my style, it's something that I'm still on a journey when it comes to my style. It's something that I'm continuing doing. And it's something that I've started this year. It was a year on my birthday. I was like, because how I used to dress for the back of the room. Meaning, I used to dress not to be noticed. Like, because first of all, I'm overweight. It's something that, I'm overweight, and so I struggle with my weight so much. I have food addiction.
Bro, I like the fact that you can,
Exactly. And it's something that I can say.
You've identified that.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's something, and I'm working on it. Because I know that I look at Pinterest. My Pinterest board has so many clothes. But then again, like
it's
one
money.
thing I appreciate about exactly. Not money. At the same time, like yes, the fashion industry has evolved from the petite to now more of the overweight. Exactly, which
so
is something
open,
that exactly. But at the same time, when I go to a shop, I see a shirt that's medium size, and then or even the small size, it probably has a discount, and they're like it's 500, and I'm like, okay, I'm taking this shirt. But then I'm looking for my size because we go to the back. Go to the back, and then when you reach at the back, when you reach the XXL,
there's no discount.
not even there's no discount.
But can I relate differently with the female section?
Me personally, the way I
the
think.
prices are opposite at the female section.
Seriously?
The smaller clothes are more expensive than
Where?
the bigger ones. In
For
the
real?
stores I go to, you'd see skid car on like extra large, and whatnot.
Eh?
But then I check small.
which store
Maybe
do you
go
go
I
to?
wish I was there.
I understand. Because we're in a country where a lot of people
But
are
small body.
yeah.
So now
they
the struggle is real.
That's where like the market
Because
is.
Yes,
so that's they can't put that on sticker.
Exactly. That's what I was trying to say.
But that's the thing with me. Like I see, like for my experience, I look at them. They always cost more for
than the
larger
large,
people.
yeah.
And then though, like me, whenever I try to buy a clothes, I look at it. I'm like. Is my stomach showing too much? Should I hide
Are you
this?
afraid?
Should I exactly I take a lot of consideration because I'm still somebody who's very insecure with my body because I struggle with it and I'm still on that journey and obviously I've been before that I used to when we go out with my friends and maybe shopping. I used to not like shopping because I'm I don't think I'll even look good in this. But then I used to be I'm looking in Pinterest. I'm like, oh my god, this is the same thing. But I'm I don't think I'll look good in it because during normal days, I just woke up, put a sweatshirt and some sweatpants and shoes and go to school because I mostly dressed to hide myself, to hide away from the crowd. That's my experience.
Wow.
Okay. Actually, you said something that actually ring bell on my head there and stuff like that. You talked about you are not comfortable with your body. I want to ask those. Maybe to the guys here. Guys, do we really have complex with our body? Do we really have something that we say, I don't really like my body? The way girls do. Girls every time, every single second, why do I have these people? Why do we guys? Does guys do that?
Yeah, I do think
Not
we
to the
do.
degree I would say, for example, comparing the genders, but everybody I feel has their own insecurities.
Exactly.
Everybody has, bro, someone can tell you, man, you're the most beautiful, even if you're in a relationship, for example. Man, you're the most beautiful.
But you know that there's some ugly side there, bro.
No, but I'm not saying that. I'm not saying from the side of the person telling you.
Yeah.
You can be hearing this, but the person hearing it can be like, nah. For me, I don't. I don't see myself like that. I don't see myself. This person says my nose, but my nose.
It's true. Like, I've
true.
also been in that place where somebody's saying I'm stylish and I'm like, why are you looking?
real?
Like,
Why
you're lying to me. You're lying to me. You're feeding my ego.
Okay, but for real, like, okay, let's talk about this guy saying he's looking homeless and not looking nice. Okay, what are you going to say about Kanye West?
No, before
Look at Kanye West style.
Kanye dresses expensive.
Homeless. No, wait. He dresses faded shirts, faded like let's say trousers, and then the shoes look like they are coming from a factory. And bro, those are drips.
Yeah, patched
You see,
clothes.
so like
Sure.
that's even going to take us to a topic whereby I was also talking about this thing with Patience and Mitchell yesterday. Like, okay, there are some things in the fashion world. Let's say we are familiar with brands like Gucci, Louis Vuitton, Versace, Balenciaga, all these Bottega, these new guys, Daily Paper, the African guys, Ashlocks, everybody like that, So like there are these things that they do because they are brands that they have names and people are still going to patronize them, whether they do flower or they do paper, So like sometimes they do some kind of weird shoes or maybe some kind of weird clothes and then put some price on it, and then it looks insane to me. Like there's this thing I used to see, like let's say maybe on Instagram a guy does. He actually makes the video like a great video like this and puts out those expensive stuff that are kind of funny. And then he talks about it like, are these people smoking some kind of cocaine or weed that is making them do this?
On that, I think it has to do with no, it has to
uniqueness.
It has to do with marketing and how someone is out there, like the people they used to market. Like let's say you mentioned Kanye West, right?
Okay.
Kanye West will make them the ugliest Yeezys, but the fact that it's Kanye West, bruv, and Kendrick Lamar is wearing them and Drake is wearing them, I want a pair too. Like to some extent, it starts to look attractive.
Okay.
Like someone be like,
I'm sorry.
Yeezy 500s are ugly, but there's someone be like, I love Yeezy 500s.
It's true.
So it depends on what you love as a person. Like when they put things out there, they're putting it out for who can and who can get. Like, yes, you have a choice to accept or deny or whatever. Like even at the time when Lady Gaga used to wear weird things, but then she had her fans that used to dress like
and people
and like
find it to be something like attractive for red carpets and stuff like that.
Newspaper dresses, people wear plastic dresses. Like it's just up to you and how influential you are to people.
Like
and
Kim Kardashian. Kim Kardashian has created this trend. Like she created this trend, and correct me if I'm wrong, but there's a time she was wearing, I think, jogger shorts, and I think she puts like maybe a blazer on it, and then some heels. She kind of created that sweatpants and then the heels type of fashion.
People try doing it, people adopted it,
She's the one
because they have fans, they have people that accept their
Exactly.
I have a problem with people sometimes. You see the clothes they use for the red carpets and everything, they're not their day-to-day clothes. That's what some people don't understand.
Then you want to rub those
Even
things
the
there
fashion,
too.
with
the fashion shows, it's for like showing art. And it's not for people to wear on daily. It's people expressing themselves through art.
No, there's some
It
clothes.
obviously has a
There are
theme
some
and it shows
clothes.
creativity.
It
There's some
depends.
fashion brands that
It
actually
depends.
do
Some
what
fashion
they
shows
do.
are for like, yes, people can buy, but some fashion
Yeah,
shows are
yeah.
mainly for like expressing
style,
art
yeah.
and style. That's what some people fail to understand, because you're going to buy some clothes someone won red carpet, and I'm just like, why are you going to wear it to
Church, you want to wear
And when
the church.
Chase you by
The
the
demon is
hair.
like, this is the final demon.
This is we have a demon on ministry.
They will pour anointing oil on you first.
It's something
Okay.
that we
But
have
anyways,
to
not to get
understand.
carried away though. Not to get carried away.
Okay, sorry, patient for cutting short. And on that topic that talks about like this crazy kind of clothes, and then it comes to something that is expensive and people keep on buying them, or maybe people buy them and stuff like that. You know, there's this reference I want to make, right? There's this time like that Balenciaga was the shoe that was ready.
Yeah.
Everybody wanted to get Balenciaga. And then there's this type that look like socks, and there's this type that look like one ugly stuff like that.
Yeah.
You know, there's this thing that Cardi B said in the lyrics of the song. He said the ones those Balenciaga, the ones that look like socks. So she gave that, yeah, she gave that description there, so that you won't think it's that ugly one that you think like.
Like at first it wasn't that attractive.
It
like,
wasn't.
Yeah.
But I'm not going to lie to you, I smacked that shoe.
I like it.
I like it.
When they start coming out with the neon
Because I
colors
thought of how to wear
and
it,
then
and
some,
I'm like, it can work. This shoe
yeah,
can work.
they came out with the pink, the neon, and some other
Yeah,
colors like that.
yeah,
Yeah,
so-
I think that was
Balenciaga.
Aye.
They have very weird. There's this new brand. This new designer called Schiaparelli. And so like okay like it's something that it sounds like they're a new designer, and so like I've been seeing the design. They're very weird, and there's some people who don't like them, but I actually like them.
You
There's
see?
some-
So it
there's
has to be preference.
Yeah.
I mean, I know I can wear it and I don't look good
It
in
all goes
that.
down to preference.
Exactly.
Okay, so to actually let's say maybe get to let's say maybe close end to like this topic of this fashion, because we are going to go to the third section of the discussion. We want to hear from you. Like, you are more into this thing, you have had experience more than most of us here. I know maybe Patient will have some bit of experience because she also does modeling part-time too. But for you that you have been into it for like long time, you've had more experience. Please, what can you say, like from your own view, what are the inspirations that comes with this, let's say maybe agency or maybe brand that they make their clothes, and then what are the things that they actually tell you guys to do to actually go on that? I just want to know what goes on behind backstage before you guys first walk on that place. Like, what they used to tell you guys some stories that, or maybe like they
Some
do some
pep talk.
inspirational talk, or like just explain to us. Want to know.
I feel like every designer has their own inspiration. Like, they have their own image. Maybe they see you, like when they do like the casting, they have a specific image. Maybe they see, oh, this black girl, I want her to walk like with maybe an afro, or maybe like slick hair, maybe some cat eyes. I don't know. Everyone, like, they have their own image. So whatever image they want is what you will do. Like, you don't have to change. If the makeup they give you is what they like, you like it or not, like, that's what they like.
If you
So,
want the job, you want
yeah,
Yeah.
that's what they like.
And sorry, the last question to you, before I'm going to let Patient conclude on it, this section. Sorry, what challenges do you face in this fashion world? I mean, like, let's take for example, you know, there's this thing that was going on, Black Lives Matters. All of a sudden, some brands are already using black people to do their headlines and stuff like that. So like, to that, let's say, criteria, on that factor, like, what challenges have you had on it? Like maybe skin color and stuff like that.
Racism when it comes to jobs.
Maybe something. I know maybe you might not be experiencing as much, but have you experienced? How do you go through those challenges?
I've never really like faced an open racism with castings or work. So like, if someone doesn't like you, they don't like you. If they love you, they love you. And like, nowadays people are diverse. They want like black people, they want like maybe Asians, like big bodies and everything. So nowadays people are more accepting, and they want their brands to grow and like include all the people. So like, maybe some brands are working with them, like, oh wow, like, you're fire, like, we would love to try like black people more. Like, it's different for everyone. And other people, like, they don't want black people, maybe they don't want Asians, they don't want something different. So it's different for everyone, I guess. Yeah.
And I thank God for those people that have brought plus size modeling, because
Yeah.
But in Google, that
not
trying
because
to
of
find it.
anybody,
It
but
is
for my own
actually,
personal
nowadays
purpose.
it's open.
Your own personal
Exactly.
purpose.
Yeah,
Because
I'm just saying.
plus size model, and they can be confident, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
To
right.
show
It
those-
really goes a
The good
Yeah.
thing is right now fashion is inclusive.
Yeah. The only problem, maybe let's say, is with the makeup. Like, you know,
When
they
they can't
make
find
you
the
look
tone.
like a clown sometimes. I can't say say
feel like
anything.
some
Because-
brands, it's more hypocrisy.
Why?
Because like before, they didn't even give us the time of the day, and then now all of a sudden,
Yeah.
since the black community is like standing out,
Yeah, that's what I'm
now
saying.
everyone wants to come.
But
Like,
that's
yeah,
Yeah,
but
it-
we don't.
It's a business.
Maybe it's a
a
business.
Yeah, it's a
business. You
Yeah,
have
that's
to
the thing.
No, that's why you don't look
You have
at
to
it
stand
as
out.
look at it
Yeah,
like look at it as them
they're
also
also
marketing
giving us
and
money.
being open-minded. Because if you
Yeah,
have a business
yeah,
and you
yeah.
find a way to improve your business, you go for it.
And
So don't
also-
look at it as that being like hypocrites are just improving.
The marketing.
They're using us,
It's
but they are
hypocrisy, yeah,
doing
but
their
we
thing.
don't mind because we are also gaining
Yeah,
from
so
it.
it's okay.
But like maybe
It's okay.
they were educated, like let's say for example, like when we were talking about first of all, sexuality and everything, like the pronouns. We were educated, now we accept or yeah. Let's say they also are educated, now they
Yeah.
accept, like they are trying to give more people chances.
Okay, the last section.
Oh, when it comes to this topic, I don't even know how to start from because it's been crazy for me. I'm not even going to lie to you. It's been crazy because it took me a very long time to find out what works for me. I started out with this interest of, oh, I should start modeling. So my first, I don't know why that was the first thing I ran to. It was the runway thing, the photo studio thing. I was like, oh, it looks cool. You know, they get wear like unique clothing. Like, okay, this really long white dress. Like, wow. I don't know. It was like a fantasy for me. So when I tried out that, it wasn't really satisfying for me. Like, I didn't really feel like I was getting what I wanted out of it. So like maybe, because you know how she said, like, you don't really have a choice. You just have to go with what you're being told to do.
Yeah.
If they want, they'll put red lipstick, yellow lipstick, blue lipstick, long eyelashes, short
All
ones,
of one.
everything. So it was crazy. Then that's how I have a friend, right? So I talked to my friend Basit. I was like, G, this is not cutting for me. Like, I know it's beautiful and everything, but to an extent I feel like I'm being used and it's not really benefiting me for my own thing. So I told him, you know what, I'm going to change. I'm going to switch gears. I'm going to start doing fashion modeling, creativity, content creating. Like, I'm going to be playing around with clothes. Like, I'm going to be playing around with outfits and seeing what works for me. And to some extent, I have been very happy with what I have been doing. Like, I like how if I want the photos to look like this quality, you know, I want it to be this angle. Like, I actually get to tell my photographer what to do. Like, okay, I want my video to start from the sky coming down. I want it to come from the ground going up. Like, I want to do my own thing. Like, I feel like I'm owning what I'm doing. Like, okay, you know what, I'm enjoying this. And to some extent, it has challenges because sometimes I feel like what I'm doing is not good enough. And you know that all these people on my Instagram saying, wow, you got it, like, wow, mad, like, and I'm like, is it really? Is it? Like, I'm there like, are you just telling me this because I'm your friend or because you
You
feel
really
obligated to encourage me or you actually are feeling me? So
No, but I'm gonna
It
tell
might
you, like,
sound-
let's say 60% out of them that are actually complimenting.
yeah,
you.
I know it
Because
might.
you have fire things on your
I
Instagram.
guess.
Oh wow,
Yeah.
wow. No, I'm sorry. But like it kinda is crazy because not to sound cocky or anything, but then as someone who's doing these things, you get to take opinions from people who barely know you more serious than you would take someone that knows you. Like, I appreciate everyone. No, don't get me wrong. I appreciate everyone. But if
Oh, nice.
a random, don't do that. But if a random stranger, like maybe just someone random just comes, you know what? I'm feeling your stuff. Like, your stuff is speaking to me. To some extent, I start dancing in the house. Like, yeah.
Okay, that one bangs.
It hits different. I'm not saying that. No, I appreciate everyone because everyone has supported me. Like, I have very good people around me that are always there for me, and I don't know what I would do without. Because content creating on Instagram is about the people. It's all about the people. If the people are not there, then you're nothing. Just that's one thing everyone has to understand. But yeah. But to conclude on how I do my fashion and everything, I just work with what I'm comfortable with. Like, sometimes people would wonder why I dress in a certain way. Maybe I just throw off big clothes. Yes, I love wearing big clothes. It's something I love to do, and I don't really like. I just dress according to how I feel. Like,
Yeah.
I dress according to how I feel. So yeah. Anyways, that was the roundup on the fashion and modeling and everything. Now we're going to move on to the last topic, the interesting topic.
Facts.
We are going to see people for who they are.
Yeah,
Let us now see your woman crushes and man crushes today.
how good they are.